Around 200 BC, people in either China or India began the practice of inoculation after realizing that those who get sick with some diseases would never get sick with that disease again. Immunization became more mainstream in 1796 when Dr. Edward Jenner prevented a young boy from getting smallpox by exposing him to a small amount of the virus through the skin. Later in 1885, Louis Pasteur found that diseases in a weakened state can prevent someone from contracting that disease, leading him to prevent a child from contracting rabies. Thanks to vaccinations, we have completely eliminated the deadly smallpox virus and have come very close to eliminating polio and various other diseases that once posed a significant danger to humans.
Germs enter the body and begin to attack and multiply, which causes an infection. The body uses several tools in the immune system to fight off infections. Blood contains two types of blood cells, which are red blood cells and white blood cells. The red blood cells are used to transport oxygen to tissues and organs. The white blood cells have the job of fighting off infections and are sometimes called immune cells. Really composed of T lymphocytes, macrophages, and B lymphocytes, which create antibodies. Macrophages are white blood cells that swallow and digest germs, leaving behind parts of the germ called antigens, which are then attacked by antibodies. T lymphocytes attack cells in the body that have already been infected. Vaccines help develop immunity by imitating an infection without causing illness, but it does cause the immune system to produce T lymphocytes and antibodies. Once the imitation infection goes away, the body is left with memory T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes that will remember how to fight that disease in the future.
There are many arguments made by opponents of vaccines that are simply false. One of these claims is that vaccines are loaded with chemicals and heavy metals. The amount of chemicals actually found within vaccines is extremely minute. Some chemicals like mercury are found in much larger and dangerous doses in our diets with foods such as fish. Also, some chemicals like aluminums are placed in the vaccine to actually allow the body to defend against the diseases that's entering through the vaccine. Another claim made is that vaccines also cause autism and respiratory issues. In 2011, the Institute of Medicine performed a study on the effect of vaccines on the general populace. In their findings, they discovered that there is a rejection of causal relationship between autism and airway diseases, such as asthma. The CDC followed up the study in 2013, finding that they found no association between exposure or antigens from vaccines during infancy and the development of ASD, or autistic spectrum disorder.
In 1922, with Zook versus King, the Supreme Court addressed the constitutionality of mandatory vaccinations for children attending school. The court denied a 14th Amendment challenge stating that an individual's freedom and safety must sometimes be subordinate to the safety of the collective population.
From 2013 to 2016, a series of U.S. college campuses reported several cases of students contracting serogroup B meningococcal disease, in where some died and others suffered irreversible effects. According to the CDC, the 2015 outbreaks occurred just months after the U.S. Food, Drug, and Administration approved 2 vaccines to protect against serogroup B. And the outbreaks at Princeton University and the University of California, Santa Barbara occurred before serogroup B vaccines were licensed for use in the U.S.
Although vaccines have proven time and time again to be extremely effective inhibitors of the spread of disease, people still want to combat it. Likely these arguments of the cons of vaccinations will not die down, but we must all remember the value of this invention to keeping disease contained within a population. The pros heavily outweigh the cons in this case, and as Zook v. King stated, the safety of an individual in some cases must remain subordinate to the safety of society as a whole. Thank you for your time.